We're live. It's Danger, and we getting it lit today. We got a very different show today. It's gonna be a little bit different. We got a different format. We got something really special for y'all. We got a very special guest today. First of all, let me introduce myself. I am your man, Rush Danger, with my beautiful co-host by the name of Masako. And we got the beautiful Ishtar got something funky going on. Turn it on sideways, Ishi. And then we got the beautiful Queen, the Queen Pop. And we got my man Big Note in the building. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling today?
Good. How about you?
What's happening? What's happening, people?
We have a very special guest today by the name of K-Day, Miss Candy. And it's very interesting how we got into this conversation because it was about finances and building up a business relationship. And I said, well, how about this? You can come on to the show and talk to my people. And if you can explain it to me well enough, we might have something that we can get popping. So welcome to the show, Miss Beautiful K-Day. How you feeling?
Well, thank you. I'm feeling good. How you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good. I'm tired as usual, but you know, that's the sign of a working man. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
So this is what we're going to do. We're going to start the show off with a clip. First, before we get into the clip, I want K-Day to introduce herself and tell us a little bit about what we're going to be talking about today, which is Primerica. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. We are talking about Primerica, but most importantly, we're talking about family and finance, making sure our money is right and making sure we understand our money. So just really making it a conversation where it's not something that's uptight, but something that is more informative than anything. So I'm just excited about just getting an opportunity to put it out there and shed the light on some of the questions that people may be having out there.
Okay, Big Note. You ready to run that clip for me?
Man, that clip, that's why I was just about you. It's not coming up as a clip for me.
Okay.
Run a bunch of clips.
Okay. Run the second clip. Let me know when you're ready to run the second clip. Okay.
All right.
K-Day, this is what I want you to do. Tell us a little bit about your experience with Primerica, how you became involved with Primerica, and how you feel it could be beneficial to someone that would be looking to do what you do.
Well, that's an interesting question. I've been in the business for about 13 years now. When I first started, I was actually going through a divorce. I was working full-time as a paralegal, but when things changed in my household, I was finding a way where I can have two incomes coming in instead of one, because one of them incomes was gone. I didn't want to have my children look at me like, okay, now that daddy gone, we broke, what we gonna do? Because we were used to having 2 incomes coming in. And so instead of me trying to find an additional job to work in the evenings and being gone from them longer, I actually got introduced to the business, which showed me where I can actually work the hours that I needed to work, but still, be the mama on the field trip, still popping up at the school when they ain't expecting me, all that good stuff, and still bring in the money that I needed to make. So it allowed me just a chance to make a good income, but still have flexibility. And so, it's interesting because when I first started, I'm like, life insurance, it wasn't interesting. But once I got in and just kind of learned the concepts, but then saw how I was changing lives and bringing wealth to families, even when they're going through a disaster, it started giving me that little warm and fuzzy feeling, and it just became more real to me. And so I pursued it, stuck with it. And now the goal is just growing a team and getting more people out there with me so that, we can reach more people and then build more wealth, create more entrepreneurs. And that's been my whole focus lately, just getting more people on the team, creating entrepreneurs, and just getting that information out there to more families.
Okay. So let me ask you this question. It's going to be straight to the point.
What's up?
What is Prime America? Like if, you about to do your whole sales pitch to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people right now.
Uh-huh.
I want you to tell me from the very beginning, like if you were, if you were doing your presentation right now, what would you be telling us as an introduction to the company? And then after that, I believe we have our first clip ready to run.
Well, we've been out since 1977, so we're not a new company. We've been on Forbes, which is a financial magazine. And when you on Forbes, they don't just play around with little, no-name companies. So you have to be credible. And then on top of that, we went public in 2010 on the New York Stock Exchange. So we have our own PRI symbol on the stock market. So anybody that know about the stock market, you have to have all your I's dotted and T's crossed to even attempt to, have a IPO on that. So we did that back in 2010 and we've been doing good. So Primerica is the umbrella of the financial circuit, but it's a lot of different, we want to be the Amazon of finance, basically. We got a lot of different hands moving as far as different companies that we partner with, but the goal is bringing all of this to everyday families so that they have access to it, whether it's retiring comfortably, life insurance in place, anything with their investments, like I said, the security systems, legal protection, all the stuff people need. We want to be the first person that people think about when getting those services in place. Okay, Big Note, you ready to run that first clip?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's get ready to run this first clip. And then after that, I want to open it up to my panel and let them ask any questions that they may have starting off. I can't hear it. Did you hit the mute button?
Comfortable when we belong to a group we can identify with. But as hard as we work to label each other, what everyone has in common is the desire to do something special with their lives, to make a difference, to leave things just a little bit better than they found them. But if you're like most people, you discover that real life gets in the way of living a life fulfilled. Life is what happens to you while you're planning to do something else.
For most people, one of the greatest disappointments is a career that turns out to be far less than they expected.
People tend to be a little naive. They start out thinking that there'll be plenty of possibilities for promotions, big raises, but all too often they learn the hard way. It's difficult to get ahead when you're working for somebody else.
According to a recent Gallup poll, 85% of workers worldwide admit to hating their jobs. Employees listed their boss, being underpaid and overworked, and lack of respect among the top reasons they're unhappy.
You've heard the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results.
That's crazy. And the truth is, most people know it.
Are you okay with the direction your career is headed?
Have you stopped expecting more?
I had, but then I found a way out.
I was a plumber.
I was a mortgage banker. I was a factory worker.
I was an engineering student.
I was a nurse.
Hey, we all had craziness going on in our lives.
But then something changed. I was challenged to think outside the box.
To think bigger.
And that's when I realized it was okay to start dreaming again.
To consider what could be.
And before I knew it, I wasn't a plumber anymore.
I did the unthinkable and put my engineering career behind me.
We all began a new journey.
We started our own businesses.
Our company provides a unique opportunity for men and women of all ages and from all walks of life to start their own business. We offer the flexibility to begin a second career on a part-time basis without the risks and uncertainty often associated with an entirely new career.
So, let's assume we've got your attention.
And maybe we've hit a nerve or two. But you're still asking yourself, who are you?
We are Primerica.
Primerica is the largest independent financial services marketing company in North America. We were built with a unique combination of traditional, time-tested business models, and we have created some of the most innovative marketing strategies in business today.
We like to say we're in business for ourselves,
but not by ourselves.
And that works out really, really well for us because we have a support system at the home office with more than 2,000 people, all working very hard every day to help my business be the best that it can possibly be.
The Primerica International headquarters has been custom designed from the ground up to meet the needs of our clients, as well as our sales force. Our vast support network is second to none, and we have a relentless commitment to provide our representatives with all of the resources they need to help them build their businesses.
Okay, no doubt you're saying to yourself, you have a big home office with a lot of employees, but when you really get down to it, how do I know you're a credible company that actually does the right things for your clients?
Great question.
At Primerica, we earn our credibility every day by doing what's right 100% of the time. We have a proven track record with more than $764 billion of life insurance in force and more than $60 billion in assets under management. But as impressive as our track record is, you don't have to take our word for it. Based on financial stability factors, Primerica was named one of America's 50 most trustworthy financial companies in 2015 by Forbes. We continue to be rated A+ by AM Best, and we recently won our 15th consecutive Dalbar Mutual Fund Service Award. Publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange, Primerica is also included in the prestigious S&P MidCap 400 and Russell 2000 indices.
we are living extraordinary lives by simply doing what is right to help other people.
We're proud of the fact we're on Wall Street.
But the truth is, we're the only company that's focused on doing what's right for Main Street.
All of this sounds great, but we haven't told you how we actually help people. It's really pretty simple.
Step 1, we teach you how money works.
Because frankly, most people don't understand the most basic financial concepts. They say they do, but they really don't.
Step 2,
we get you properly protected.
it's our core philosophy and at the heart of everything that we do.
Step 3,
We get you and your family started on a path to financial independence.
financial independence.
It has a nice ring, doesn't it?
Our time-tested financial principles combined with leading-edge marketing tools set us apart from the competition. Our company was founded on the philosophy of buy term and invest the difference in 1977, allowing families to purchase affordable term life insurance and use the savings to invest for their family's future. This simple concept revolutionized an industry and allowed millions of families throughout North America to plan for a better financial future.
Have you ever seen a family financially devastated and forced to resort to bake sales or crowdfunding because a loved one dies too soon?
I have, and it could have been avoided if I had been able to sit down with them and explain what we do.
I see your point, but what if they're fortunate enough to live a long life?
One can only hope, but most people are going to work their entire lives so they can retire, only to run out of money and be forced to go back to work.
Retirement isn't about age, it's about money. And one of the worst things you can do is outlive your money.
Primerica represents some of the largest, most respected companies in the financial services industry. Our diversified product portfolio has been specifically designed to meet the needs of our clients.
I think what makes Primerica unique is that their mission has been consistent over a long period of time.
The reason why Primerica is such a great company to do business with is the people. From the top of the house to the reps to the operations folks, everyone's there to help you out.
Primerica is willing to try things out, think outside the box, and be a first mover in many instances.
The need for investing advice has never been greater.
Together, we are helping families prepare for a sustainable retirement with dignity.
Primerica takes an educational approach with our clients, offering a broad range of financial solutions to Main Street families across North America.
We will sit down with you and your family at the kitchen table and develop a roadmap to help you achieve financial independence.
It's like having your own customized financial GPS.
The bottom line is we teach people how to control their money so that their money doesn't control them.
Main Street has been abandoned by the traditional financial services industry. People need our help now more than ever. We could not have a bigger market. there could not be a bigger need for what we do.
If you think about it, we're really in the people business. We market a better future. We offer a better way.
So what's in it for you?
A lot of hard work.
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work, but nothing worth having ever came without hard work.
The difference between what you're doing now and what we're describing here is that everybody that you've seen today, and thousands more just like us, want to help you achieve success.
Listen, we know you have goals, we know you have dreams. Everybody does, but most people give up on those goals and dreams. We didn't.
We found the right vehicle to help us reignite our business careers.
If you want to change your future, you have to believe again.
And everything about this opportunity is designed to help you do exactly that, to reset your goals and reclaim your dreams.
Goals and dreams are great, but everyone has to pay their bills too.
Still a little bit skeptical?
That's understandable.
We were too.
A negative attitude yields negative results every time. But if you're willing to open your mind to new possibilities, you can change your life.
Looking back on my life, it was amazing how much reinforcement I got that I wasn't supposed to be somebody, that I was supposed to stay stuck in a trailer park, that this is the way life was. This is the way that people accept life, and I wasn't willing to accept it. I wanted to make sure that my future was better than my past.
Life wasn't easy. Kids like me don't make it out of Compton, but I did, because I was determined to do something different with my life.
I was trapped. And if I hadn't found Primerica, I'd still be trapped.
I always knew I wanted to do something else. I just didn't know what.
We were scared to death, we were afraid, but we were more afraid of losing control of our lives.
So I was willing to do whatever I had to do in order to get out. You know, if I had to work morning, noon, and night, I was okay with that. I just needed an opportunity.
When I was approached Primerica, I just said to myself, what do I have to lose? At this point in my life, if someone's offering me a lifeline, I think I need to take it.
Can you imagine not having to shrink your dreams to fit your income, but instead have the opportunity to grow your income to help you achieve your dreams?
Listen, whatever you decide to do, please just stop the insanity and start living your life to the fullest.
But if something you've heard today sparked a little interest, don't ignore it.
Take the next step. What's the worst thing that could happen to you?
You get to learn how money works.
You might actually change your family's entire financial future.
We're living a new normal. We get to put our life at the center and work our career around our life. You talk about freedom. To me, that's having it all.
Primerica is full of before and after success stories because this environment allows you to be the best you could possibly be if you're willing to let it.
There are people that make a lot of money but have no time to enjoy it. And then there's people that have plenty of time but don't have any money. At Primerica, we show you how to have both.
You're gonna work hard anyway. Why not work hard at something that allows you to build a legacy for your children and your children's children?
There is no other company like Primerica. We don't care where you come from. We care about where you want to go. And everything about this company was built to help you get there.
All right, you can kill it, Big Note. Okay, now this is my question to you. We watched a beautiful clip, Miss K. I need you to break this down to your people.
Okay.
The people that look like me and you.
First of all, the one chick that was in there, the black girl with the short hair, I love listening to her speak. She is from the west side of Chicago. She used to be a nurse downtown in Northwestern. She came into this business 6 years ago and was pregnant and realized that she didn't want to keep working nurse hours and never really get a chance to see her baby. So she came in, tried the business, came full-time once she went on maternity leave, and like she has broke all records. Now she's great. I love the business. I'm not at the level that she is, but she came in, and this chick just hit last month. She ended up being the youngest, quickest person to make $1 million a year in the business. And like, that's like she is an everyday person. Her office right on Cermak. So I look at that and I'm like, man, these is just everyday people like us. Most people look at it and be like, oh, we gonna sell insurance, or you trying to sell insurance? Yes, I would love everybody on this call to get insurance, but guess what? That's not even my focus. My thing is I'm looking to get some teammates, because everybody knows somebody that's looking to make some extra money. Everybody knows somebody that, you know, just say you 50 and want to retire when you're 60. Well, if you ain't got nothing in place, guess what? That's going to be a hard road to get that money in place, to know that you got 10 years left to save for retirement, which should carry you through the rest of your life. So it's no way for people to just ask their boss, I need some more money. Let me get a raise so I can start stacking. Only way to do that is to bring in more money. And most of the times we're not going to have time to do that. So if you could come in and make an extra $1,000, $2,000 a month, just helping people and introducing them to the business and showing them how to change their family life, you're going to get paid, and you're going to start building wealth for yourself and people you know. So I just look at it like that. I don't care what salary a person is making. I know people that are making, just say they already making 6 figures on their job and they cool. Everybody that I know that's making 6 figures is working their butt off, and they don't even have no freedom of time. So I'm just happy to find a place where you can work the hours that you need to work and still be able to have flexibility to enjoy the money you're making. I mean, it kind of go hand in hand. So that's the way I look at it. As far as coming in business, learning, the company pays for your license. A person come in other business, you know, real estate, whatever it is, you're going to pay for those licenses, and they can be up there. Primerica say you can come in this business, pay $124 to get started. They're going to pay for your insurance license and your investment license. And now the doors are open and you can make money, and you learning, and you get the coaching that you need to get where you need to go. So you're not just stuck somewhere saying, okay, good luck, I hope you do well, figure it out. No, we're going to be right there to help somebody get it and understand it and teach them how to help other people.
Okay. This is my question to Big Note. Unmute yourself, bro. I need all my people to unmute themselves right quick. So, because if I call on you, I need y'all to be ready to go with the answer. Big Note, I want to ask you a question. How does it relate to you and what you're hearing right now, as far as business wise? How does the business plan map out to you from what you're hearing so far?
Well, the strange thing about this is I tried Primerica before. Maybe what was that? Maybe 5? Nah, because I was on my job before I had my stroke 5 years. So maybe about 9 years ago, possibly. But at that time, it just wasn't for me because I didn't have any other income and I couldn't just wait to get it. But the structure of it and the way, everything that they did at that time, I was into it. You know what I'm saying? It's just funny that this came back up because I've been looking for another way to add another stream of income to myself on top of what I'm already doing with my radio station. So the freedom for me is what's big for me, to be able to move and groove as you want to. And as the Warren Buffett said, you can never, that man has 28 streams of income. You know what I mean? That's how you generate wealth. So that's my take on it. I mean, the business plan of it, like I said before, when I was in it, it was interesting, very interesting. It just was not the time for me.
Ishtar.
Yes, sir.
How do you see this affecting, if you see it affecting, the Black community as far as wealth? Because I know that, as far as, you know, I know you, and I know that, you know, you are very in tune with Black empowerment. So how does this you know, translate to you in conversation?
Well, first of all, just the fact that it's brought up about financial literacy. That's one thing that we don't talk about in our communities. You see every other race and every other ethnic group set up trust funds for their children. They teach their children about the stock market. You know, they teach their children, they give them resources, even put them in place to teach them about investments. So that part to me is excellent. I think that's a really big step in us rebuilding and doing things for ourselves, but also teaching people about having a lean wallet, teaching about worthy investments, teaching about paying themselves, what that means, and teaching about discipline. That's excellent. I think from that, more classes can be brought up, but that's a whole nother topic. Other thing, I think it also is a good model to teach people, if, especially they're rebuilding or building a new business, to kind of teach them about the levels that are needed. And the fact that this company deals with life insurance, that's very important. That's something else that in our community, we don't discuss too much. Or if we do, we don't really have too much information and knowledge about it. But what life insurance does, as far as I'm concerned, because I've dealt with it, and from my experience, I learned more about life insurance and how it works. It's good to set it up for your family in case something happens. So you never know, cost expenses, funeral expenses, anything, accident, whatever you had to set up for your family. So basically, this is the blueprint or the seed. It's like information, the seed being planted in our community, so we can start to have these conversations and then move past conversations and start having classes, start teaching the young people about this. I mean, really young, because in other races, they start their children young. We don't talk about, we have a different perception about money and what money is. So financial literacy, education-wise, also blueprint-wise for a business is excellent. The last point I'm going to say about that is teaching our people about the difference in having an abundance mindset and a scarcity mindset. Scarcity does not breed abundance. Abundance, what most people think is wealth. Okay, so to me, it starts to breed those conversations that make us look at what money really is. Money comes from trees. It's not the currency, so to speak, that we're chasing. It is the people. So how do you attract more abundance? You have to have a mindset, a wealth set mindset. You look at people that are in the 1%, and you look at people that start from the grassroots. You see them starting with limited means, some of them. Everybody's doesn't have a silver spoon in their mouth. So you teach them about the process and what that is. If you have a scarcity mindset, that's hoarding. It's, oh, I can't spend this money because it's never going to come again. Mm-hmm. You send that message out, that's what you're going to get back. You're not going to get back more abundance. You're going to get back more scarcity, less than. That's not what you want. So it teaches everybody, to me, what I got from it, and also just my education and educating myself and other people about this is excellent. So those are just my points. That's what I speak to people about wealth and abundance. It's here really, and you got to compartmentalize it right over here. You got to track where you got to be the magnet.
You hit so many levels of like how about this, because it's amazing. Like, even with my just growing up and teaching people, my son is 22 now, but just growing up, I would have him, I just learning the business and some of the concepts I've learned just being in the business, putting him on my credit cards when he was young so that he can start building a credit history. So, to buy his car, he, had some history, and it's like, it was just so interesting, the stuff that we didn't know about. Had himself first. So as soon as he turned 18, set up mutual funds, start putting money away. I wish somebody had told me this stuff, but not before and responsibility. Start putting money away and saving and just getting used to paying yourself first and not even thinking about it and letting that stuff accumulate. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I learned when I first joined the business was a couple months afterward.
1 second, I'm hearing music from somebody. Somebody has.
Oh, no. Wait a minute.
In the background, and it's coming into the feed, and it's really sort of becoming disturbing. So if you could, if it's you, could you please cut that in the background so that we can hear everybody talk about this financial this financial growth. Go ahead and continue what you were saying, Kay.
So one of the things I learned shortly after I came in the business is that back when people were first doing life insurance, it was certain groups and certain companies that were prohibited against coming into our communities and selling our families high policies because of the crime rate, because they reason that, man, if this person passes away and now the mother or the grandmother is brought $250,000, $300,000, if this keep happening on this block, man, they gonna come up. So they were capped at policies just enough to pay the funeral man, instead of thinking, okay, if granny already on Social Security and she's left to raise these kids, why not make sure that granny is straight so that the kids not looking at, man, Granny's struggling. We got to get on these streets to make sure Granny cool. No, Granny is suffering emotionally because she lost grandson, but guess what? She's still okay because she's financially able to at least raise the kids and grandkids and maybe even getting them out that neighborhood. But people not looking at it like that. They thinking, oh, this person trying to get rich on this part. No, but if stuff, we can't stop what's going to happen, but what we can do is empower the community, bring wealth into them, bring communities together so that now people can get the education that they need, get the literacy, create jobs. We gonna teach you about finance. You see so many people in the NBA, NFL, they had money, but then they be on, oh, where are they now? Yeah, they spent it. It didn't come with instructions. They blew through it. So if we can get to more people and show them, okay, these are the concepts. Let me help educate you so you can learn about your own money and make decisions based on information. Now you got the gift and you can do some things. Now they feeling better and now we all winning. But we just have to get out of that mindset of not winning and know that we can't. We just have to do something different. That's it.
Yep.
Queenie, you're sort of quiet. Unmute yourself, please, Queen. I would love to hear what your thoughts are about this conversation.
I'm listening. I've gone through a financial literacy program, and if you look at the income wealth gap that we're involved in right now, you'll understand fully what she's saying as far as us needing to invest in our communities and in our own selves. So I'm listening to the concepts of what she's given in the presentation. And I may even know a couple people who may be interested in participating.
Well, for me, we have some random conversations on this show, and we've been talking about trying to switch it up and getting a little bit more deeper into financial stability, stability in just oneself, if we can say it in that fashion. And to me, I'm gonna be 100%. Then I'm opening up to Maseko. Matter of fact, I'm opening up to Maseko first because I wanna bring this in last, because y'all know me. Everybody that's watching the show knows me. Y'all know that it gets to a certain point where I let people talk, but then it's like I need to understand a little bit deeper than the sale of it. You know what I'm saying? So let's say, what is your thought process on what she's talking about right now?
I've worked with Primerica before, many years ago. So I mean, I know that. I mean, it definitely has the potential to be a really, really good thing, especially like we talk about within our communities. I think one of the things that may cause it to be more prickly, because okay, like you said, Rush, you're one of those people. Okay, I've heard the pitch, so now let's break it down to how it works for us. So I know that was, especially within the African American community, that's one of those things. It's like, okay, all of that sounds real good.
Right.
How does it relate to us? How does it work for us? It sounds like something that we could use. It sounds like something that we need to have, but how does it break down to us? And so I think that even with some of our listeners, that's, make sure that your information is, within our group, please, Ms. Day. But I know that for a lot of people, that's one of those things where, maybe you've started some mental balls rolling, because it's like, yeah, that's definitely, I like how you put it, when grandma ends up having to raise these other kids and making sure that they're okay. But yeah.
This is where I want to get to. If you're watching the show, if you don't know me, my name is Rush Danger, and I'm a pretty interesting cat. And I'm gonna make sure I get the full view so y'all can see everybody's faces, because it'll probably be some different faces when I say that. For me, I've lived a life where I've always made money. in some shape, form, or fashion. I've always made money. But one thing that I'm getting more comfortable with in my older age is tomorrow. What's going to happen 5 years from now or 10 years from now? And, you know, what happens if something physically happens to me and I can't make the money that I'm making now? That's a personal issue with me. So for me, what makes the conversation interesting, but what also is a little dangling in my face is I understand the business side of it. I understand going to make a check, and this is what I got to do to make a check. I get that. But for the person that lived this life like me in my younger days, that the sales pitch didn't do anything for me. I need you to break it down to the young. All right, let me break it down. Let me say it this way. I need you to break it down to the young version of me. They got money, but I'm wilding, I'm living life, but I'm not thinking about tomorrow. I'm not thinking about the economy. I'm not thinking about it. So how would the sales pitch be different to a person at that stage in their life? Because you understand what I'm saying? Because it's like,
okay, so I will pretty much say, imagine you bring home your check every 2 weeks. You know what you're getting. You know exactly what you got to pay bills. You know how short you are. Or you know how much cushion you got to play money. But if you can come into business, and generally a policy will be about, just say an $85 sale, we round that up, because the way they calculate it is times 12, which a little bit over 1,000. So they $1,000 in premium for the year. If you're a brand new person and you do one policy for $85, that'll pay you about $250. After you've been here about a month, just say you in your first 30 days and you get promoted to a district leader is what we call it. Now you do that same $85 sale, you're going to get paid $500 for that one sale. So if you did one sale a week or even one sale every 2 weeks, that's bringing in an extra $1,000 part-time, just play money, because again, the company going to get you a license and you may or may not know somebody that needs insurance. So now that's kind of adding up your money on what you would make if you was just to do something like this part-time. That's your car note. If you got your eye on the car you want, and you figure it costs about $400 and then $100 for insurance. If you did one sale a month, just working with us with no pressure, just do it when you can, and have that one $85 sale, that's going to make you $500, and you can either do more or less, but that's generally what it is. For retirement, I look at the fact that you're going to have people over the years putting away $50, $100 a month and letting that accumulate. When I had some family situations a while back and had to take some time off, I realized that the investment money still grows, which means that every month you're still getting money direct deposit. So if that's just a little amount, imagine you got a friend in this economy, lost their job, switched jobs, and got a 401k that needs to be rolled over. Normally they'll go to all them different investment houses, but if you got that license, all you got to do is help them transfer it over. And if you don't know exactly what you're doing, you call one of the partners that we partner with from Invesco, AXA, one of them investment houses, and they walk you through how to roll that client's money over online. And now you get paid a grip just for helping somebody or knowing somebody that lost their job and want to get their money out their company. So all that money accumulates. That money grows every month. You get paid on that on a monthly basis just because you help somebody. So that's just, I don't know if that's answering your question, but that's just basic money that's coming just from helping somebody, and you don't have to be no rocket scientist or a scholar just to do it.
Okay. Well,
I'm not sure if that answers your question, or if you want to, ask a little further, let me know how I can help you.
I guess my question is this. If I'm a block boy.
Got you.
And you selling this pitch, I'm telling you, as a block boy, it will make sense, but the final niche in the sale has not come to me.
As a block boy, you got a best advantage ever, because instead of pushing bags, you need more people on every corner with a license. That's it. It's the same exact concept. The more people you have on more corners, that means the more people that's licensed, that's touching more families. So if you, the block boy, and you got that respect already and you got people, now all you need is them same people get licensed, and let's push something different, because now you finna make your money, but you finna learn how to keep it too.
Big Note, what you think about that?
I was gonna say that block boy terminology, that was good. I like that. The thing about that is too, I know for myself, being in that situation as well, not just being the block boy, but if you the man on the block of the block boys, you have probably covered quite a few funeral expenses for parents, for families that could not do it, that lost their child to the gang, to the streets. So that's something that you know a lot of people don't think about. And in my nonprofit organization, part of my program, one of my programs, the Power Program, the point of that, when I put my youth through that program, financial literacy is a must. You cannot go through this program without learning financial literacy. The reason why I'm putting you in a training process to help you maintain and become a master electrician, plumber, or whatever it may be. So when you leave out of this program, you're going to be a young man, young woman that can start in a situation where you're not getting out of you. Let's face it, college is not for everybody. It's not for all of us. I done went to 75,000 schools in my life and ain't graduated from one of them, because I just realized I have a short attention span. So for that, when I'm saying that, so now you go through this program, you get certified, you get out of it. Instead of coming out at 18, going somewhere making $10, $8 and starting out at the bottom, and you can demand, because you're a master, top dollar. And you need to know how to manage that money when you get it, because let's keep in mind, you're still only 18, 19 years old. So you still need to know how to manage that money. That's why I think financial literacy is so important, especially in our community, especially with us being, like Kim stated, behind the wealth 8-ball. It is something that we need. We need to learn how to, this is a, financial literacy for us is a generational curse, period. For generations, we have not been focused on maintaining that wealth and what we can do to keep our families from struggling from generation to generation to generation. You know, I don't know if y'all seen here lately with Ice Cube, and a lot of people get mad and frustrated with what he said and the thing he did with Trump, but nobody listened to his interview that he had the other night. There is a tremendous wealth gap. There are so many issues within that wealth gap that we need to conquer, and this is one of them. This is the basis of it. Learning what to do with it when you get it. Now, at 18, 19, 20 years old, when I was running the block, whatever, so many years ago, I don't even know, to be 100% honest, transparent, that there would have been anything you could have said to me that would have got me interested in coming off the block, making the money I was making. So that's a hard sale. To me, that would have been a hard pitch to sell to a dude that at my age, at 20, when I was in the hood on the block, you got me, you're going to have to catch me later. I just lost 2. So it's an interesting theory, but at the end of the day, we have to, as a community, get our villages back. And if we start like doing what we're doing now and making platforms and doing things to bring these types of things to the forefront, it will help us. It's because it's obvious that They're only going to teach us government and econ in high school. They're not going to dig deep into what we really need to know.
They're not even teaching it the way that they trust me.
All right.
You know, and I say this from a aspect, and I try not to get too far into what I've done in life, because I know my show, and if it gets into the wrong, we'll start knowing what I do, then people, it gets a little interesting for me. But I will say this, in schools right now, they are not teaching what we were being taught when we were in school. The curriculum and the criteria is completely different. It's something like if you were to go, like, how can I say this without? It's completely past right now. It's more about the number of students that you have at the school than actually your child learning. And I can say this because I think Ishtar, you know what I do. Maseko, I think everybody on here pretty much know what I do, what I've done in the past. But I can tell this in the lightest form. There are thousands of parents that get a report card that say their kid has a particular grade. But that is not the grade that their child has received from the teacher. Now, we can leave this up for another conversation, but as a people, we are not as involved as we need to be in our children's lives. We're not as involved, even me, to say, like, even in the conversation that we're having right now about financial stability and certain things that we want to do. I've always been a person that has vision. I've always been a person that has an idea of how to make the money. But the money itself, I can honestly say that in certain parts of my life, especially the earlier part of my life, I didn't know, man. If, like, I'm gonna ask everybody on the panel right now, I'm just go off your face. I want y'all to raise your hands if you feel what I'm about to say makes sense. Have you ever looked back over your life and thought about how much money that you've actually spent and how much money has actually went through your hands? Have you ever really just been like, yo, like, I need a car that costs $60,000 or 30,000 when I go look at it. But then you think about, like, how much you've blown within a year or two that could have solidified where you are now. So the conversation of finding my future, and this is the crazy part, my future after I'm not here anymore, is the interesting part. Because I think as a community, we live for today, we live for the moment, but we do not think about, well, how do my kids survive if I'm gone tomorrow? How, I think that's the part that is the disassociation with the Black community, that other communities, because I can't say the white community, because there are Koreans and all other communities that understand financial security and financial wealth better than the Black community. Ishtar, talk to me right quick, because we got 10 minutes on this conversation, and y'all know if y'all know we're turning up in like 10 minutes.
About this is, for me, I know this is another conversation, but I don't really think, this is my opinion, anybody out there can agree or disagree. I don't really think that we need to keep trying to buy into a system that's not set up for us. I'm gonna say that one more time. Buy into a system that's not set up for us. We have to learn how to rework the system and work our own damn system. That's one thing. I'm just gonna put that on the side. But
don't put that on the side, because like that opened up a whole can of worms. Now, if we got to go past this 10 minutes to understand what you're saying, I'm willing to do that. But I wanna have a grasp of what you're saying.
Okay, let me just do a brief little, I want you all to get this visual. Now, Russ, you mentioned about the school system. I have an idea about that too. Why not create our own damn schools? How about that? Why not create our own damn schools again and really get educators and their teachers that actually care, give them the proper training, and also learn new methods of teaching. That's another thing. That all goes into our learning. We need to stop trying to fix this fraudulent system that's already on a decline. Again, fixing this fraudulent system that's already on a steady decline. And if you think about it, look at what's going on. Even if you don't keep up with the news per se, look around you. What the hell is happening? The Vatican just got raided. I say the Vatican just got raided. So we're looking at all these things crumbling down, places and things that we never thought would be touched, things we didn't even know what the hell was going on. We need to rework that. How? A blueprint. How are we going to educate? Our young education goes all across the board. Educate about finances. Educate about, hey, learning a craft, because you should be an expert in at least 3. And what's an expert? Meaning that you know your craft, you work your craft, work your gifts, and how to utilize them to not only help your family, but help the community. So we need to have that transition from self to community. Our race is naturally a collectivist mindset. We have a collectivist spirit. The Black community is the same as the Asian community. As far as sociology goes, we are collectivists. We work together. That's where we come from. What we look like now, we look like roaches, scattering. We can't have fear. We're steady trying to rework, again, a system that does not set up for us. The education system is not set up to teach our children to get out there and create more jobs, be entrepreneurs. No, they are created to be batteries. What's a battery? When you clock in. What our ancestors do when they were brought over, when they were stolen and brought over to this land, which is also our land as well. What did they do? They have people working on a damn plantation, making them rich, making them more resources, cotton or whatever they were planting out there. And they also have them in the house, nursing their children. I don't want to go too deep. Other stuff is happening. So what in the world makes our people especially, think that we're going to keep knocking our head up against a brick wall and expect something different if we keep using the same faulty information? We got to educate ourselves. How in the hell are you going to make a change and you're still doing the same fraudulent stuff? And you're still talking out of ignorance. You're not even trying to educate yourself. We don't care. We have conversations like this. People turn a blind eye because nobody's twerking. Nobody's sitting there believing and presenting this damn dream. What is a dream? We got to recreate our dream. We got to if we're talking about the Black community, then what we need to do is tap back into the blood, the sweat, and the tears of our ancestors. What in the hell do you think they're saying for us to do right now? Keep bowing down and say, please let me get into your system. Please let me work. No, they said create your own shit. This is where we come from. We have a fear. We have a fear going on here. We leave a lot of things up to other people instead of taking responsibility for ourselves. Some people agree with me and some people look at me crazy, but I think Trump has been the best damn thing for the Black community. Why I say that? Because he scared a lot of motherfuckers. And he caused a lot of people to get up off their ass and start doing some stuff for themselves. Because they're afraid of what the hell he's going to do. Regardless of what motivated you, he motivated something. He also motivated more conversations, brought up to the forefront what the hell is going on here. How people really think. What's really going on. This is the year of mask off. The year of I'm hiding who I am is off. So for us, it says yes.
You know what
there's fear.
You know what I find interesting about what you said, because in every situation throughout time, the people had to be pressed mentally and they had to be oppressed financially.
Of course. And how do you do that?
For change to be in order for any type of change to come abroad, because like I can attack you mentally.
That's where it gets it.
And nothing can happen. I can attack you. I can attack your family. Nothing can happen. I can attack your people and put them in jail. Nothing can happen. The second you start messing with people's money, it's when people start to have some type of fight in them. Like
because money's power.
Yeah.
So it's not about the money, it's about the power, it's about ownership.
And then that's what's interesting about what I was about to say is because if you think about an average person and think about how they live their life, but then you know that they about to lose their crib, and then all of a sudden they want to get serious about what's going on with their life. That's the wrong time, buddy. You should have been serious about finances when you was at the club and you was, and you was spending a couple extra dollars that you did not have to spend in the first place. That's when you've been having a conversation with yourself, not with nobody else, not with your buddy. You should have had a conversation with yourself and said, no, this is where the word financial empowerment comes from. Because guess what? Like I said earlier, how much money has gone through your hands in the past 10 years? It's not that you did not have the option to become financially secure. You did not obtain financial security with your options that you were given. I want to hear from Queenie. I want to hear.
Say one more thing, Russ. One more thing. I had one more thing. It's because we're being reactive and not proactive. We have to teach our people to be proactive. That means plan ahead. You don't have to wait when you're at the club. You already have a setup. Should I go to the club? Should I waste some money on the club? It's being proactive instead of reactive. Reactive is being a puppet.
Okay. I have a saying where we say we don't plan to fail, we just don't plan at all. It's like we have to have some kind of plan or GPS, some kind of direction or roadmap so that we know what to do and when to do it.
I want to go to Queenie. I want to bring it to Maseko because in 2 minutes, y'all already know what we do on this show. I got a couple topics and some other stuff, and I want to thank my beautiful guest, Miss K-Day, for coming to the show today.
Thank you all, and I'm just so loving this conversation. Just, man, I really appreciate you all, and I'm welcoming this. I'm like, man, we got to do this again. I'm feeling it, and I just feel that we just really touched on some really good points. And man, we got to get together and just do something big because it's there. We capable. We just got to band together. Can't nobody do one thing by themselves, but it's gonna take.
And if you have a business out there and you're trying to promote your business and you think that you have something worth talking about and it affects people, well, we can ask the question of what love got to do with it. Because to me, at the end of the day, this whole conversation, whether you agree with it or you disagree with it, it's about the love that you got for yourself and where you're ready to take yourself. Because this is about financial security. This is about what you want to do for yourself and your other family members.
Right, legacy. How much you love your family and what kind of legacy you leaving for the people you do love, period. Whether it's a business, whether you hear, whether you leave an insurance, whether you just teaching them something that they'll never forget that they're going to always have. It's like that's all of that encompasses love. And how much do we love ourselves and them?
Queenie, come on, talk to me, baby.
What I see that we face is we want instant gratification and immediate wealth, whereas we're not looking at the return on our investments. And what I'm saying by that is, and it's going to piggyback kind of what Ishtar was saying, and much love to you, Ishtar, for saying this, is that we got to do it ourselves. Now, we've had people talk about Q going to talk to Trump and Biden. But I don't know if anybody seen the thing that I posted when Trump was saying, when Q was saying he listened to both sides and it was all BS to him because ain't nobody gonna give us nothing.
Nope.
We have to do it ourselves. We have to take it back to Tulsa. We have to take it back to Roswell. We got to take it back to Philly. We got to take it back to where Black Wall Street. That's where we got to go.
Where the struggle was.
And for me, I had, like I said, I took my son through a financial literacy program, which I went through with him and investing in stock. If you pay attention to 45, you know what stock is going to move and how it's going to move. But the real income is in our precious metals. See, most people run around here hollering about their green dollar. That green dollar is just a tree. That's a papaya tree that they, and you see they printing off trillions of dollars. Whereas before we was asking for a few dollars and they couldn't find one, but now they find in trillions. So, and if you think about Bitcoin, if you ever heard about it, cryptocurrency, it's something different. They're moving our currency to this, because the dollar in your pocket right now means nothing. Look at what is what's the value of it across the country, across the world, period. The American dollar value is gone. So they're investing money into cryptocurrency, precious metals, things that most of us don't even think about unless we buying it in the store and I got on bling. See, we want that Hollywood look, you know, I want to have all the blingage, but not understanding the money is in them vaults, the diamonds and the gold. But as a people, we don't realize that. We don't think about that. Now, like she said, people got scared because of what's currently going on. You know, we're on the verge, well, I'm gonna say it like this. We're not on the verge of a race war. We've been in one. Now it's becoming physical. So systematically, we were already in a race war. If you look at we're on the bottom of the totem pole, and if somebody comes to you and says, you're the minority, tell them they're a damn lie. Now, they are true in the sense that we don't own anything. We don't own businesses, we don't own land. Two things that if you have it, you have wealth. See, we thinking it's a monetary thing. No, it's a geographic land thing. But we do come from the richest country in the world. We got to accept that. And once we unify with our brothers and sisters over there, we're unstoppable. But we got to do it ourselves. We can't be standing around saying, hey, can you hand me a piece of bread off your table? No, I can make my own bread. Now, so it's about the unification of us as a people. See, we too busy. Oh, so-and-so got 26-inch rims and she got 26-inch weave. And people worried about that. Our young people are focusing on the wrong thing. And it's up to us, the OGs, to bring them back. Now, how we do that, we got to communicate with them. We can't be afraid of them.
Yeah. Miss Seiko, come on, talk to me.
I'm listening and absorbing as someone who has a young person, and I know that, you know, right now she's learning about, not really just now learning about, but she's going further into when we talk about financial literacy, and, you know, she's learning about investing and things of that nature. So, you know, she comes and she talks to me. We sit up here and we talk Forex for days. So she comes, and so all of this just makes perfect sense, that it needs to be something that we as a people need to be able to figure out how to do for ourselves, as well as, you know, for those generations that are coming behind us. I have no disagreement. I mean, I am in perfect agreement with all three of you ladies, actually. Now, those two I ain't never going to agree with, so you already know this, but I'm in agreement with the rest of the ladies on here.
You know what? I can't wait to get into the second half of the show, because, you know.
Me either, because I'm going to switch cups on you.
Yeah, we've been. Kay, I'm going to tell you something.
Oh, Lord.
No, we had a discussion before the show that we went, look at it, she grabbed her cup already. We had a whole discussion before the show that we were not going to drink. We were not going to do our normal things on the show.
This is water.
We're about to get into the second half of the show. So if you would like to stick around, you could stick around.
I would love to stick around.
It's about to just tune in.
Can I fill my cup up?
Matter of fact, Miss, could you give a shout out to our viewership?
Yes. So Miss Imani, because she was saying, "What's up, cuz?" Latrice, we miss you, and but I'm glad that she's listening in, and she was saying that's really, really good info. Keisha Randalls, she was saying that was interesting, and thank you for listening. And Molly, we about to act the fool, but Molly was saying, "Speak, goddess." So I believe that's when Ishtar was speaking. So thank you all for joining us and for watching this evening.
Now, Now, okay, I'm about to let you know something. Switch. This is about to change into a whole the show, baby girl. So I want I want you either to hang up right now and hold on to your mule,
or go find a stiff drink and have some fun.
I'm about to fill my cup up. Give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna come right back. I'm finna put my face up here and I'm finna run and grab me a drink real quick because I need to hear all this.
You can't go nowhere right now because
okay, I'm gonna say
here waiting all this show to have a sip, and this Negro gonna say, I'm about to go. Look at this mother. We about to turn up. Okay, listen. Did y'all see my question this week?
Which one? You've had some obnoxious ones.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I've really been trying to offend somebody. Yes, I have.
Wait, I got some right here.
I missed a few.
Okay, well,
I missed a lot.
Okay, well, so hard. This is the first question I asked. Can y'all see that one?
I can't date somebody.
Who?
What? What's the end? I didn't see the end.
It was ending, so it was open ended. So all the things of what was going on.
Oh, okay.
It's because if you understand our group, it's meant their honest opinions. Hold on, don't you try to get away from me. I want to get all 39. We had 51 comments. COVID. I think the word is COVID, not COVID.
That's a new strand of it.
Yeah, you know.
COVID-19.
The
COVID.
Let me go back to the question. I can't date somebody who believes I'm in competition or comparing me to their father, Kiana Smith. That is a I don't want to get to that. I want to go through everybody, because what we're gonna do is we're just gonna have a quick bounce through for the next hour through some of these responses. Okay, I want to start with Masako. She says, I'm gonna read this question one more again. I can't date somebody who believes I'm their competition or comparing them to my father. I want to hear from Masako first, while she over there with her microphone muted and acting like she ain't working right now. I just, Masako, please talk to me.
I am working. In competition with their father? So, or just somebody, I can't date somebody who.
Listen, she can't date. Listen, I can't break this down. Listen,
I get what she's saying.
Responses. Y'all got to go off of whatever you feel that the person was talking about.
Okay.
Get into it. Unless if you're watching the show, you can call the show and you can say exactly, or you can comment in the comment section and say exactly what you meant. But the first question is, and I'm going to say this for the very goddamn last time.
Look.
I can't date somebody who believes that I'm their competition or comparing them to my father. What is your response to that?
Okay, I'm guilty of that one. So only in that, if a dude's like, oh, I can do this and this and this and this, and I'm just like, because I was one of those young ladies that, my father did everything for me so that a man can never come to me and be like, I can do this and this and this for you. Nah, I grew up on that. I'm good. Don't worry about it. You can't do more for me in that regard than my father can. So you don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm cool. But people who are just like, oh, just no, don't try to have a pissing contest like that. That's not good.
Okay. I'm gonna move on to my man right now. I'm hoping my man can bring in some stability. Joe, but publicly on the right now. The other two men that are part of this show are dropping the damn ball. I'm looking for my man Keith. I'm looking for my man Mindbender. And we sitting out here with 3 other women. Now we out here 4 other women deep. I'm gonna show y'all the picture right quick. We 4 other women deep, and it's just 2 brothers on the line right now that got anything to say. But I know my man Big Note is gonna make this make sense to me. Now, Big Note, do you need me to repeat the question?
Nah.
I can't date somebody. And her response was, believes that I'm their competition, or they're comparing them to their father. Break that down to me, bro.
To her.
Yeah.
God bless her. Good look on your search. I'm not that dude. We not about to do no comparing. If what I'm doing ain't good enough for you, go date your daddy. Shit, I ain't tripping on what you doing. Because first and foremost, what I gather about myself, just to answer the overall question, I can't date nobody, period, right now, because I ain't right my goddamn self. So anything that they feel, I'm comparing him to my father. I compare us to nobody. I'm Big Note. I don't give a fuck who you talking about. If that's what they did for you and you love what they did for you and I'm not doing it, guess what? Happy feet beat the street.
Hey, oh man, that man said happy feet beat.
Period. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not trying to be your father. And if you're looking for someone to continue what your father has done for you, once again, happy feet beat the street. I'm not him. I'm graceful enough to bow out and let you go find that one because it ain't me.
Okay. Now we're going to move on to my girl, Ishtar.
Yes, sir.
I can't date somebody who, and the response from my girl was that believes that they're in competition with them or they're comparing them to their father. What is your thought process on that?
I feel her on it. I understand where she's coming from. Because you have some men, I remember I actually had to say to a couple of men, I'm not competing with you, baby. This is no competition. Why are you trying to compete with me? I feel her on it. And if you want to compare yourself to my dad, man, that's like a no. That's too much. Why aren't you just trying to be the best man that you can be for me, for yourself, and for me? Like, I feel her on it. That's I feel it. That's, yeah. Check.
All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to the beautiful, I feel like I'm about to call her beautiful, but she's going to make me feel like I'm about to pull this back in. Queenie, what the hell? Do I have to repeat it for you? Because 9 times out of 10, when I ask a question, I always got to repeat it for the queen. Queen, do you know what question is that I'm asking right now?
I want you to repeat it for the audience. I know what the question.
I'll say that. Okay. I can't date somebody who, and the response was, believes that I'm their competition or comparing them to my father. What do you feel about that?
Okay, I'm gonna go with this part of that. Comparing them to my father is an unfair disadvantage. Now, I was taught and raised up that if a man can't do for me what my father does, then I don't need it. Which in some ways is a bad thing, but then again, it's a good thing. Now, as far as being in competition, no, we're not in competition. We should be working in partnership. This is a platform. So now, because we like different NBA teams, we can have a, friendly competition on the couch game night. But after that, it's united front. We a team. But if we can't work as a team, we don't need to be together. So there's no competition in that.
Okay. K-Day, you got your big girl draws on?
Of course.
Yeah, because we about to get into it. And we know you selling insurance and get people lives together and get people together. But now we get into it where we asking some real life questions. And that's what the name of the show is, Real Talk. What's up?
You giving me PTSD because my ex, oh my God. Woo, he was the type where everything that was said had to be one up.
Lord.
Like, man, you know, I could be talking to the kids. Yeah, you want to get your grades good. Because, man, back in school, I was, you know, we tried to stay focused. Man, when I was in school, man, I did this, and this. Or, man, I remember used to be on track back in school. Oh, my goodness. I was MVP in football. Oh like, it was always that plus something. I'm like, oh, my God, I can't do it. I can't. And it was just, you giving me PTSD. Yeah, I dealt with that a lot. And it just really, I think it just stems from somebody that's being insecure when they have to compete with you all the time, because this ain't a competition. This is none of that. I ain't trying to compete with you, but they see it like that, unfortunately. And it becomes a big challenge. And it was.
Brothers, I hope y'all out there listening, man. Because y'all been I made a post the other day. Y'all making us looking fucking bad. And I'm getting sick of it. I need you niggas to step y'all game up. If you ain't got it, just say you ain't got it and you can't do it and get out the way. Go find somebody that can. I'm tired of y'all making me look bad. Well, find yourself first. Find yourself first.
I'm going to say this. If you ain't got it, there's need to even with somebody if you ain't telling them that you ain't got it. Like, I'm at that point. Like, I'm at such an honesty point in my age. Like, when I meet a woman, if I meet a woman, our very first conversation is about all of the bad shit that I can think of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, anything that I can say to be like, look, this is where I am in a situation, and this is what you'd have to deal with fucking with me. That's what I'm gonna tell you right off bat.
Put it all on the table.
It's like I ain't gonna even sit there and be like, hey, you beautiful, and I love all the shit about you, and I want to do this. And then I'm sitting there and like, yeah, I know that this situation is going on, so I gotta have this conversation. No, if I like you, our first conversation will probably be our toughest. Because I'm gonna be like, look, this is where I'm at. I'm a grown man. I got a TV show. I got, I'm gonna let you know where I'm at. And then I'm gonna say, listen, as far as relationships go, this is where I'm at. As far as my life goes, this is where I'm at. I'm not gonna even play that game with you. I'm gonna let you know so quick. Anything that I feel that might be something that you might look at and say, well, I gotta evaluate that. If it comes down to that point, I'm gonna say that shit from the very beginning, because it's like I'm not about to. For me, at this particular point in my life, I'm not about to sit there and waste my time trying to convince you of something that ain't gonna happen. Seiko, am I talking? Am I just shooting out the side of my neck?
Ordinarily, I would say you're shooting out the side of your neck because. I see you. Listen, we're having a whole conversation. We're not talking about us right now. So
I wasn't talking about us in the first place. You brought us up. I can't.
Oh, do you think I can't hear you? Is that what it is?
No, I asked you Lord Jesus, I'm trying to see. There is something about liquor in between the two of us that always causes niggerism. That's the only word that I can use right now. So answer the question so we can go ahead and move to the other 35, 40 comments, because we're still on the first comment.
Oh my God. I think I must have tuned out. Yeah, no. But can I read the comments though? Our friend Shalon, she's our new friend. Isn't she a new friend of ours?
I love Shalon. That's my girl.
Okay, she says, I think what she is saying that she can't date someone who is always trying to compete with her or her father. She wants a man that is comfortable in his own skin. Okay, now that I can get with. If you're not comfortable in your own skin, you leave mine alone.
Now I'm gonna tell y'all some of this. Some of these answers that I'm looking at, and I'm gonna bring it up for you so that y'all can tell that I ain't lying. Some of these answers, I'm just gonna read them and I'm gonna be done with it, because I ain't gonna stay there too long, because I would hate to hear my panel get into full discussions about while we talking about what, you know, certain things that we don't want to deal with while we can't date people, and we got to talk about people that don't wash their ass. Y'all see that?
Oh, wow.
I can understand that. I don't want to deal with nobody that ain't washing their ass. Like, normally on that comment, I'd have said, but yeah, I don't want to deal with nobody. At 45, I ain't trying to deal with no woman that I got to smell, and I'm trying to smell her. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. I want to smell you, baby. I do. You don't understand how much. It's a whole nother conversation. I want to smell you. But if you got that thing smelling like I can't smell it no more, I can't take what's that old commercial? I stood all I can stand, and I can't no more. If you get to that point, I gotta let you go. I want to hear from my man Big Note. What do you feel about people that, you know, that don't wash their ass?
Oh Lord.
That's what
like.
I'm not. It ain't on the screen. This is what the people have.
I'm just saying, if you had to make that, if you got to make that known, I don't know what to tell you. That should be like way up on the list. Like, wash your ass, everything else. If I meet you, if something got to be going on, because then maybe you were so smitten by this person that you didn't smell them the first time you met them. I can't just, that shit don't relate with me.
Nah, that don't pass with me, bro. That
just don't ride with me.
No pass like you were so fine that I walked past you and I did not smell.
You can't give me that.
Yeah, you can't give me that. Like, so I was like, she was fine. I looked at her from afar, and I was like, yo, I got a splatter, or I saw on Facebook, and I said I got to pull this shot. And then when I got around her, I smelled
like, but
oh Lord.
Every inch of her essence came through. At this point, I got to go. I got to go. I want to hear from K-Day. What do you feel if you met a man? Because if you met a man, he just was musty and funky, and this nigga looked good to you.
I can't even see. I'm blind at that point because
no. Okay, I'm gonna get real with you. What if you've been looking at his pictures on Facebook and you be like, that nigga there, and then he's like, yo, I want to take you out, and he'd be like, where you want to go? And you give him a nice ass restaurant. He like, yeah, well, I got you. And he take you out, and then you get to that one little point. He want to give you a hug at the end of the night. And
oh God.
Like, man, dingo.
It is such a turn off. Like, honestly, I'm a germaphobe. I don't know, but I'm over here hand sanitizing. I'm everything. So now I get with somebody that this is nasty. Like, not only washing your hands, but you clearly smell that he ain't washing other stuff. Nah.
You just said something that was key right there. If you ain't washing your hands, and I can tell that you ain't washing the stuff.
Other stuff, exactly. You need to lift, and yeah, you need to do some things. But yeah, no. The word stuff
never meant as much as it did right now. Like,
I'll get visual. Like,
wait, whoa! Think about what I just said. She said, I found you, and we out on a date, and we chilling, and I smell the stuff.
That is a turnoff.
What the hell is other stuff? Like, think about that. When I'm thinking about what stuff is.
You should not smell balls.
When you funky, listen, funky. And I'm trying to figure this out, how to say this.
Right, you shouldn't be. I mean, I know people, if it's been a long day, this at the end of the day, you can, it's times when people are not so fresh. You get that, but just funky.
That's a cumulative.
Exactly.
Acquired.
Stuff that then added up.
Yeah, that's some missed days.
It's acquired.
Seiko, how niggas react to you? How you like funky niggas? Because guess what? I've met certain people in life, right? And they've been like, I'm a natural person. And they be like, I use like, I don't, you know, certain shit I don't do, and the certain soaps that I use. And I'd be like, no, nigga, you need some zest. You need.
Could be their breath. Maybe they breath stink. Like some part of them is funky. Breath. No, not of that.
Seiko, how do you deal with funkiness or just don't watch the acidness?
I got a real sensitive sense of smell, and I'm gonna be like, do you smell that? I gotta go. I got something in my nose or something. Do y'all smell that? Because we know that me being me, that is truly is that you that I smell?
So you ashy, you disrespectful. So that's what you're telling me right now.
I'm disrespectful all the time. Anywho, now I will say that there is a difference between.
Hold on, time out. I gotta say this to you. Every week, you break, and if you don't watch the show, I'm gonna try to say this without everybody trying to know. If you watch the show, then you're gonna know what I'm talking about. I am so sick of your ass in that side of you in some type of conversation. Stop it, woman. We're talking about stanky ass people. We're not talking about your lifestyle. I'm trying to
say anything lifestyle related.
No, every week you say some shit like, yeah, you know, but I will beat the fuck out of a nigga. And you just say some shit every week.
I did not. I said I would let the person know. I'd be like, do you smell that? Like,
I'm telling
you.
You asked the nigga if it was him.
Okay, well, now that's me.
I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do for Seiko for next week. This is exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play a clip and I'm gonna go through all our show. Oh, and shit. Y'all gonna be like, yep, she's in a different outfit. This was a different week. And every week you gonna catch up like, yeah, I love the choker nigga, but that's not what I'm talking about.
I didn't say anything of the sort. Nothing.
Answer the question.
I just did. If they smell bad, I'm gonna be like, do you smell that? Is that you?
Yeah, what was your answer?
Because you disrespectful, motherfucker. That's what you said. That's what he getting at. I don't know why y'all be acting like y'all don't know what the fuck be going on. Your ass is because I'm disrespectful like that.
That's
God damn it. Cut it out.
Thank you, brother. No, I'm telling you something. There was a time when we started the show, I was like, I don't know if Note gonna be with me doing some of these shows. Because we got to argue early on in the show. But it seems like the more we go on with the show, because the very first show, we had the B word. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember?
Yeah.
Y'all remember?
The only reason I ain't used it because we got a guess.
No, stop it. Y'all remember how we started the show and Note was like, I don't even use the B word. But by the end of the show, we had like 45 B words come out there. He's like, you know what? I can't stand that. And I was like, this nigga that had a reformation in life.
I do that to fuck with Seiko because I know she don't like it. All them B bombs is purposely dropped just to see the expression on her face after I say it because it's wicked. Ooh, did you just say that? You know I don't like that.
Okay. Anybody on the they don't wash their ass part? Okay, we ready? Queenie, you got something to say about these non-washing ass niggas?
I mean, you know, you get two things. Coming from work and coming from the gym past. But then you got to think too, if you deal with other cultures, they rock off of their natural pheromones.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you this.
That's cool.
One of them spots is to come home funky from. If you come home funky from work, you got a right to be funky.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you coming home funky from the gym,
yeah,
right,
you do have a right to be funky because most gyms have a goddamn shower. I'm just saying. But we're gonna move to the next one.
I ain't taking no shower at the gym. That's nasty.
Now we're gonna move to the next one. Hold on. And I can't date someone who is, and this one is from Brooke Voorhees, someone who is closed-minded.
Oh yes, honey, come on now.
No.
Yes.
Hold on, everybody felt some way about that. Y'all just Jesus Lord.
Jesus.
I almost said it. But I kept my mouth. I buttoned my lip.
Bring it up so y'all know y'all ain't lying on nobody. That say right there, Brooke Voorhees says she hate a nigga that's closed-minded. So
there you go. Yes, Brooke Voorhees, yes.
Okay, Ishtar, since you feel so strong about that, and you were ready to already, I want you to come on and kick this conversation off. What is it that you don't like about a closed-minded person?
Closed-minded means you're stagnant. So how are we going to grow, baby? You stuck, baby Bubba. You stuck in a quicksand. You're not moving nowhere. If you got a closed mind, it means you're not growing. You only think of limited. We're infinite. So to me, how I am, I'm not limited thinking. That's not going to mesh. If you close mind, you're not growing. If you're judgmental, you're not growing. I need growth. I need that fire.
I swear to
That's
God.
Not fire.
I'm glad I'm not one of your kids, G.
What?
It's just the way you be talking. You know, you be saying like go to the bathroom and it be sounding like do 12 push-ups. Like it just
No, I can change it up. I meant that so I can penetrate, baby. I meant it so I can penetrate. It was intentional.
You see how she tried to turn that into a sexual conversation.
If I sit it soft, would that be better? It's still gonna be the same thing, sugar lump snacks.
No, you don't have to change it up, but y'all see how she tried to flip that around and make it sexual. You want me to penetrate you back? Oh, no.
It's the same thing.
Wait. What you say, baby? What you say, baby? You got me feeling some type of way. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and move to K. How do you feel about closed-minded people?
People to be open-minded for real, because it's like, I don't know, I live outside the box when it comes to work. So I need that to be open. I don't need you to be like, well, I'm 9 to 5, I do this. I need you to kind of embrace what I'm doing. Not that you have to always agree, but at least embrace it. Mm-hmm. The other piece of that.
No. You ain't gonna go too far. No, hold on. What is embrace it? Embrace it.
I mean, don't be wondering why I'm doing a training at 8:00 at night one night and then be happy that I'm home doing a day at 10 to lay up for a minute because I got a flexible schedule. Like, oh, you cool with this part, but not cool with that part. Like, you need to embrace everything about me if we gonna rock, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Wait. We have a conference call at 8 at night because it's what I do. This is what I do. But if I'm home and you off and we kicking it and got a 10 o'clock breakfast laid up, and it's like, oh, I like this. No, you don't need to like all of it, not just pieces of it. You need to embrace everything about what I do.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to figure out what Masako just bust out so hard with that. And then wait a minute, did y'all notice she grabbed that drink right after like explain that to me, Masako. What did you hear that she said that touched your soul in such a vigorous way that you spoke in that demeanor? After your seven.
Plead the fifth. Please continue, Miss K.
No. We ain't doing that. Don't make me come on.
Oh, I'm gonna address what the fuck she talking about because I'm on that already. Oh. I've been waiting on that to even come out to my. It's certain things I don't get. My mind is closed, sealed up tight. The key been washed down the motherfucker. Period. And see, cause Seiko, I'm gonna touch on it for you because you in your lifestyle. I'm gonna bring your lifestyle. You ain't gotta worry about saying nothing. The shit that I see nowadays, cause these niggas keep hollering how they want threesomes and this, that, and the other, and then a woman be like, well, I want one too. Well, I almost said it again, see? I called myself, I told you we got company. Hey, you can kick rocks. I'm not opening my mind to none of that. Nothing to do with me and you and no other nigga. Nothing to do with me, you and my booty hole. None of that. I'm closed-minded. I'm not licking yours, you're not licking mine. We done, it's closed. Shop is closed. It's not open, it's not reopening, it's not doing none of that. So if that's what you desire, again, pretty feet, pat the street. I'm not that
just pick on Seiko name.
Nah, I just because you with your plead the fifth shit. No, let's get this out here. We ain't doing none of that over here. My mind closed. Stop. Call me Willie Wonka. I'm dumb to it. Nope. Not doing it. No.
But I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. I did it for you. He can't blame this one on you. That was me. He can't blame that one on you. I brought that up. We not doing that shit. No. And if that means you're not gonna give me a threesome, so be it. We ain't got to do that either.
Say this.
You don't want to be open-minded, like you two don't gotta touch.
Hold up. And let me put some pimping in it. Let me tell you this right quick. Got up and I went to the bathroom and I was hearing the conversation from the bathroom and I was crying, laughing. And also at the same time, I felt like I needed to protect myself because I was, wait a minute, I'm taking a pee and I got open. This nigga might try to violate me while I'm online. What the hell is going on? Maseko, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna pray for you. Like, I pray for you all the time, but I'm gonna pray for you tonight. I thank my cast because my cast is I tell everybody that watches our show, tune into the show and you're gonna see people that disagree that agree to disagree on a common and average everyday basis. We have had conversations about cursing, about what we talk about, and I am today's show has shown me that after today, I'm done trying to be politically correct.
Well, hey.
Comes to a motherfucker, what the fuck is you talking about? That's what the fuck is gonna come out my mouth, because I'm telling you, I should not be in the bathroom relieving myself of stress of the day, and I already knew Maseko was a dirty, nasty, controlling freak, and I said, Lord have mercy. When I heard that in the bathroom, I said, this nigga ain't lying. That's all I thought when I was pissing. I said, this nigga is not. She is disrespectful.
She is being free. She's expressing herself.
Yeah, but I had to get that to, because we got company, so she might not say nothing like that because we got company. I know that look in her motherfucking face when she did what she did, when she said, I'm going to leave that alone. No, you ain't. We going to touch on that because it ain't happening. Nope.
Time out, because I can't. Miss K-Day, Miss Candy just tried to come to a defense.
Just saying, ain't nothing wrong with expressing herself. That is her expression of her opinion of how she feels. Ain't nothing vulgar about that. That's her expression. She's being free.
I thought that was Queenie that had came to her defense, and then I looked up at the screen. I said, no, that is goddamn our guest.
Being free.
Sitting up here and co-signing. Look for the nigga that has gone offline right now because they laugh so hard and they probably having a conversation with somebody in that room. Because he come back on the screen. Like this, I know my people, man. We got to move on to the next one. I'm done. Brooke, we appreciate. We matter of fact, I don't even know if I want to even want to stay on that question no more.
Seiko, we know what she be on her mind when she be trying to say, nah, I'm gonna leave it alone. Nah, nigga, let's touch on that because I know what you're trying to get out. Nope.
Okay, I'm about to get into somebody's business right now. Okay, y'all ready for this one? The next question was, let me see if I can bring this up on the screen because I think this one is worth a conversation.
I was having a moment.
Y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
I want Ishtar to read what the very part of the conversation is.
Oh, all I can see good is pet peeves.
Okay. Well, the other half is what are your biggest pet peeves?
Okay.
You want me to read it? I'll read it.
You can go through the comment section on that one, G. Because that one right there, that one, oh my Jesus and my goodness. That it's like, just go ahead and read. Make sure you open up all of the comments and read it, because it wasn't any, but it was enough to play with my bluff. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's go.
Okay. So just my particular part of the conversation. All right. It says, people who never let anyone else get a word in edgewise. Woo! Manipulative, narcissistic asshats.
No, stop. After you go through each one, it's here Ishtar. Woo. Like okay. I swear, like I feel like she watched wrestling all of her life.
I did.
The Ric Flair move. A Ric Flair. Woo!
Yeah,
like,
I felt that one deep part of my soul.
All of North Carolina. If you know what I'm talking about, y'all know Ric Flair is from Charlotte, North Carolina. Come on, let's go ahead and go. What's the second one? If you get another woo, don't act.
I felt that with my soul.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, because this one's gonna be worth it, Charlie. Let me go. Manipulative, narcissistic asshats. Inconsistent asshats. Possessive, controlling, irresponsible, immature, wannabe gangster F-tards. Hood rats, men with their butts hanging out, colorism, racism, people who feel like they have to have a partner, liars, thieves, PAN, because just like I make faces that note, I don't talk about other folks. Self-absorbed asshats. And then I said, okay, I think I need to go take a nap.
Okay.
Molly, no, you told me to read through it. I'm about to read through it. Hold on.
I thought you was done, babe. All right, I'm sorry.
That was just what I wrote.
I'm down with you drinking. I'm cool.
So Molly sent a whole lot of laughing emojis, and then she said what I said or what she said, and then Shante Sims was like, "It's just clapping, they just clapping." So what part of that upset your nerves?
Okay. How can I break this down? I don't even know what to fucking begin with this, because this is my question that I have to the entire panel and to everybody that's watching. Those pet peeves that motherfuckers put up, do they actually do themselves?
Holy moly. I'm sorry.
Y'all something in the group, and I try to get a response from y'all. Y'all know I already got an angle from it. Like, it's the killer part to me. And I'm trying to be very non-direct, but I got to be direct.
Watch yourself.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch myself. That's why I'm looking at myself online right now. The biggest pet peeve to me is for you to fuck up and then try to turn it around on the other person like it's they fuck up. Like, how many times, I don't know about y'all, but I know I have had a couple conversations where I done been like, okay, if we're gonna have this convo, okay, well, you tell me what the fuck I've done to you. And I sat there and watched a motherfucker like reaching in the air for shit, trying to find some shit to come to. And then I'm like, no. Tell me what the fuck I did to get the reaction and the response that, you know, of what I'm dealing with now. And if you can't give me a response, like it's cool. Like if you can come off the bat, like to me, if you got an issue with somebody, you should know what your issue is.
Yes, I already should be on the tip of your tongue.
You feel what I'm saying? Like like if somebody come to me and be like, what you don't like about your job? I can be like, I don't like this. What you don't like about traffic? This is what I don't like about that. What you don't like about your relationship? If your first response is and you're not in a happy relationship, 9 times out of 10, this is just my opinion, it's you that's the fucking problem. I'm dead ass serious. Because if you looking at shit like I keep trying to be happy, but I can't be happy because of shit I do. But I'm always blaming it on the person that at some point that finger needs to go from here to pointing at yourself. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Because this is a question that I asked myself at an early age. I was like, man, okay, what do you like? What interests you? And what would I be opposed to finding out new about myself? And the last question was the most interesting one. Because I know what I like. I like a pretty motherfucker. I like a motherfucker that knows how to give me my respect. Like, to know what I like is very easy. But what I don't like is also very easy to figure out. So if I come into a relationship and say, yeah, you beautiful, but do you match up to the shit that I don't like as opposed to the shit that I do like? Because if you can knock out the shit that I don't like, if you can kill that section, only thing left is the shit that I do like. You feel what I'm saying? And we spend so much time dealing with what we're used to. And then we call it a pet peeve, but it's really a set mindset that we can't get ourselves out of. And I see millions of times. And ladies, please do not get offended. And Philip, I only got one online. Don't get offended. But a lot of people need to quit fucking the same person with a different face. I'm gonna give that a couple seconds to.
Yeah, damn right. Yeah.
Think it for a second. The second you quit fucking the same person with a different face, a different body structure, but he's the same nigga you fucked with in the last relationship, or she's the same female that you dealt with in the last relationship. Now, if you good enough to put a little game, and and you can slip it past the motherfucker about what you want, then more power to you. But if you looking at the game like, yeah, a big butt and I cannot lie, and that's the only thing that you're looking at, but you're not looking at she got 5 kids at the crib, she ain't taking care of none of them motherfuckers, she ain't got no kids, but she don't take care of herself, or she's selfish, or he's selfish, or whatever. You're not looking at all that. You're looking at the benefits of meeting somebody. You're not looking at the benefits of growing. You're not looking at the benefits of being in a different relationship. You're looking at the benefits of being in something new.
But I got something to add to that though, because now people are lowering standards because of COVID. Your odds of meeting more people are dwindling. So I see more people settling for different things. I've seen that recently.
Stop. I'm gonna tell you something. I've been agreeing with you all show.
I've seen that a lot recently. Not saying I agree with it. I'm giving you an observation. I've seen a lot of it.
You giving me an observation, I'm about to give you a realism.
Talk to me.
COVID has only exposed shit in motherfuckers that was already there.
Yeah.
Think about it. Yeah. It's only exposing shit out of motherfuckers that was already there. What COVID
not in the streets no more. They ain't kicking it. They not meeting new people.
It's not even that. Because guess what? It ain't. I'm gonna break this shit down to you from the woman usually meets the street nigga and has that conversation about meeting the street nigga. So let's have a conversation with the street nigga that meets an average person. Okay, you meet an average person and you be like, okay, they ain't in the streets. They don't do shit like the street bitches do. They ain't got to worry about them tricking off and doing certain shit. But guess what? I got to deal with the undevelopment in their personality. Mm-hmm. guess what? You know, you've been dealing with street shit all your life. So, you know, you can recognize it and say, well, I'm going to deal with this. I'm going to fuck with them. And, you know, and you be knowing the shit you're getting yourself into before you get into it. 9 times out of 10, when you step outside of that range, it's finding somebody that is uncomfortable to your everyday living.
True.
Because what you have grown up to love and accept has not done you right in 30, 40 years. Think about it. If you're 40 years old and you are not in a solidified relationship, either you was fucking up or you were choosing the wrong motherfuckers. There is no other way to go about it. If
hell no.
I said, listen what I said. I said either you were fucking up or you were choosing the wrong motherfucker. I'm not talking about somebody that's coming to the relationship that has their shit together and they go out looking for somebody that has their shit together and they meet and shit go, you know, it's a difference. We got a difference in relationship because, you know, I like golf on Saturdays and she likes to go out to eat and we have a difference in how we live our lives. But we have a difference when one motherfucker is a cheating person,
yeah,
and trying to get with somebody that's looking for a relationship, or we dealing with somebody that's a homebody and he's trying to get with a woman that want to be in the streets and kick it every time that she's off work. It's a difference.
Yeah, it's
a difference. Like we gotta, you know, we talk about what's love got to do with it. Y'all know I'm gonna bring it to the core of it. It's a difference when I'm out here just jangling my life away. You feel what I'm saying? I meet a chick at the club and I met her tonight. So tonight is what it's going to be. It's a difference when I meet that woman than when I meet a woman and I say, okay, you're my woman.
You want to get to actually know this person.
The person I'm about to spend some time with. But guess what? I didn't met you, but now I'm finding out you're a jangalang. You're a jangalang. Because that you brought to me, that you told me that this is what you want to do. When it comes down to us doing it, do you do it? Whether it be finances, whether it be cheating, whether it be bringing your money home. That's a jangalanger. It's a difference when you feel what I'm saying, just like we had the conversation last week. It's a difference when we having a conversation. We talking about two cheating motherfuckers or people that don't live their life right. But it's a difference when I'm talking about somebody that's trying to do their shit right and they woman cheating on them and I know about it. It's a difference.
Oh, it was a woman that was cheating?
No, last week we had a show about if you found out that your mate or, you know, one of your friends' mates was cheating, would you tell her? And we had people on the show right now that's lined up with us. We had certain people said, no, I'm not going to do that. We had other people that said, yeah, I'm going to tell them. And we had other people that say, I would tell them if this was the case, if they both weren't cheating. Like in this conversation that we're having right now about pet peeves in life.
Don't forget, one said it ain't their damn business.
But we're talking about pet peeves in life. 9 out of 10, we only get a pet peeve by what the fuck we bring into our circle anyway.
But you know, can I add something though? See, this is the thing, right? We all got pet peeves, but we don't realize that we're a reflection of each other. How can you recognize some shit in somebody else that you have not even got over, or you're getting through, or you ain't nowhere near there yet? A lot of times we pick people or we judge people because we see that shit in ourselves. Is every situation black and white? And these pet peeves, if we don't like them in other people, can we correct them in ourselves?
But I think this.
And then to ask the question, like, why are you gonna pick somebody that you know is not in alignment with you? Like, it has to go past a fat ass, a big dick, whatever, a big bank account, whatever suits your fancy. You know what I mean? But then people want to complain about it later. So why don't you at first take the time to get to know somebody?
Which I have none of those.
Yeah, get to know somebody, talk to the person, like ask those questions. Like Russ is something you said in the beginning. Right now, I'll show them what it is. What I mean by that, this is me, all different facets of me. This is sweet me. This is gangster warrior me. Take the head off. This is me giggling me. This is musical me. This is me. But a lot of people don't have that courage. It takes courage to do that. But you gotta do what? These pet peeves are coming up because people got shit inside themselves called toxicity. What you gonna do about that toxicity up in you? Keep making excuses and find someone that matches with that. So if you got another motherfucker that matches with your toxicity, but you both complain about each other, you're both toxic. That's called insanity.
But this is the difference.
What's the difference?
I hear what you're saying. It's a difference to me when you have two people that are toxic and neither one of them recognize what their toxicity is.
Of course.
It's a difference though when you have a person that comes to the table and says, these are my issues.
Right. All right. Now,
I'm in like, whoa, hold on, let me finish this. And I'm gonna go.
Uh-huh.
The difference when I come to you and say, yo, like prime example, I can meet somebody and they say, well, I'm not attracted to men that, well, I got a problem with a man that doesn't talk that much on the phone. And I had to tell somebody, I said, well, you telling me you don't like me. They said, what you mean? I said, well, because the way I was raised, I was a single, I wasn't the only child, but I was the only nigga left in the house. So the way I was raised, and I was the last one, so my mama was trying to avoid all the other mistakes that she made in life. So she made sure she sort of sheltered me. So I grew up like the people that I bring in close and that I have conversation with is very slim and few. I tell people this all the time. We got the company, we do live streaming and all that good shit. But just because you see me in clubs all the goddamn time, or doesn't mean I'm a people person. That doesn't mean that I'm a person that likes to engage with a lot of people. And if I bring you into my circle, I need somebody that understands that about me. Somebody that can say, he's with me now. He's cool with being around me, but he just want to chill now. He gets his comfort in me by chilling. Another brother might get his comfort with getting his girl and saying, let's go to the club tonight.
Right.
Let's go out to eat tonight. Let's go do something tonight. Because you have to look at what the person does outside of you that makes the way that they do. I work, like I said, I work with children. I'm in doing Uber. I'm around people all the time. There are times that it's like, yo, I don't want to do nothing. I just want to eat.
I'm done peopling.
Chilling with my
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I definitely can feel that.
Yeah.
Me.
Same here. Yeah.
For me as a person, what I need for me personally is different from a person that needs excitement in their life. They need to go kick it. Because I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with the person that needs that excitement in their life, but I'm saying the person that they choosing for themselves has to be a person that accepts that.
We're saying the same thing.
I get that 100%. People perceive as you as being a talkative people person because you out there. No, those are the things you do. But when you step into just your own space, that's not always the case, and that's okay.
Can I ask a question though?
Yeah.
At what point does it become you and not the other person though? Because if you, and I say that in this sense, because for one, 48 years old, when we was dating and doing the stuff we doing, cell phones really weren't around, didn't have social media, you didn't have the internet like that. So you really had to meet someone. What I have learned in this social media era is that
meeting somebody is out the picture.
Meeting somebody is out the picture is that what a lot of people don't do, and what I'm saying is when I say when is it on us, because a lot of times people will show you who they truly are the very first time you meet them. And you know what happens? We as the individual ain't expecting or looking at none of that. We only looking at what has attracted us to that person. So now that you've seen what is attracted to you, you're ignoring those signs that have been there, because the tiger don't change his stripes. I don't give a damn what you say. Tiger don't change his stripes. If you've dated a person for 2 or 3 weeks, in that 2 or 3 weeks, they've shown you something, and you chose not to pay attention to it. So you can't get mad at them for being who the fuck they are.
I agree with that.
That's like, for me, when I meet people, I'm gonna tell you my sure shot way to find out if a female is gonna be down with me or not. Hey, how you doing? I'm broke. First thing out of my mouth, I'm broke. I ain't got it. I can't do it. I'm working on me. I'm working on doing what I got to do to better myself for my kids and my grandkids. If you ain't with that, we have no, I don't care if you, Beyonce, we have nothing to talk about.
Question, though, let me ask you a question. Okay. And I feel where you're coming from. I want to say this before I even go into any conversation further than this. But let's say, for instance, you meet somebody that sort of passes that first test, but they don't live up to that first test. Does that make sense?
No. I get what you're saying, but that's why I said, and you can't judge it off that first contact.
Somebody said no. Okay.
I did.
Okay, I'm about to explain it to you.
Okay.
Have you ever met somebody that when you first met them, they talked all the right shit? Mm-hmm. Wait, whoa. Give me a second. So even after talking that right shit, they accepted it, but you haven't been confronted with a situation where what they told you and who they are meet each other. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying?
I feel it all.
Because, let me finish. Because there are some situations that we get into and some people that we meet that we don't really know them until we find out that liquor don't agree with them that way and they start talking crazy. Or they get into a financial situation or something kicks up and then they show you something that you did not see prior to that particular incident happening. That's my question. Like some people have the ability, and some people are trained in the ability because they practiced in the ability of fooling people. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you meet somebody and you really I like them, and then a certain situation happens and you're like, yo, this is different. They reacting different from what they told me they would react in this type of situation. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? Because you you met them, you only had their word and they said everything right. They did everything right. But then the situation happened, it was a different person up. Right. You feel what I'm saying? So like, how do you?
I'm just waiting. Yeah.
So
okay. Who want to go first?
I want him from Queen because Queen was the one that sort of posted.
I mean, I've said this several times before, and let me get a shout out to my guy Al Montgomery. He's trying to comment on some pages, but I've said it before, and he's mentioned it too, that you meet the representative. And then the real person shines through later. And Rush, we said this before, and I said it. People put blinders on.
Yep.
They first meet a person, they got the blinders on, and they are attracted to either that physical, maybe more so mental. And then, we don't see what some people don't see that actual thing standing in front of them. But like I said before, laws of attraction. People, I keep looking at people like you said, screwing the same person
with a different face.
Well, if you putting out that same energy, you're gonna get that same thing. So you got to change your vibe. So if you don't change your vibe, you're gonna keep attracting that same mess.
My point though. Like
I'm not saying it's not your point, it's just the point I'm making.
Yeah, because see this.
I think you all saying the same thing.
This is what I'm trying to get across to the viewers. If you may be the person that we talking about right now. There has to be something different in your approach if you're dealing with the same situation. Like for some people, you have, prime example, you got some people that deal with people that constantly cheat on them. Then you have other relationships where you got somebody and you like, damn, I got a buddy. I think I told y'all this one time. I got a buddy, real close friend of mine. And when we were young, he would get into like physical altercations with his chick and shit. And I looked at it like, she tripping. Or the chick, but then as I got a little older, I started to say, man, yo, bro, it's something about you. If you keep dealing with different women and it keeps getting to a certain physical point, if it keeps getting to a certain, if you keep getting into a one particular situation with different people, guess what? It's not the different people at that point. It's you.
That's what I just said.
We all say the same thing.
Yeah, you're not paying attention to yourself.
And see, we got to tell people to go further because it's like, okay, just like what Queen said, the law of attraction. All right? We're going to go on back. What energy are you attracting? Now, Russ said about change your approach. I'm just going to take it a step further. How are you going to change your approach? How do you do that? By retraining yourself. What are you going to retrain?
Your mind, your thoughts.
Hold on. How you do that, though? You got to flood the same. People think about this. If you're tired of attracting the same person and you up there complain, oh, they don't do this, don't do that, but you're accepting it, right? So what do you do? What are you going to do to change that? Change being the same people. You got to change some stuff inside yourself. And it's not the same, okay, I'm just going to change. No, baby. If it took time for it to acquire, it's going to take time for you to retrain yourself. And that comes from retraining your subconscious and unconscious brain and get into your mind.
Real quick.
Solar plexus. So let me just say this. So how do you do that? Positive affirmation. How do you do that? By changing, adapting, and being what you want to attract. Be who you are. And like Queen said, you said, we all say on this show, representatives show up. So it's not really a surprise. I think we should all know. Check this out, people. If you don't have someone that comes to you and you can tell they're up front. See, I'm from the show and tell. When I was in kindergarten, they had a thing called show and tell. I participated in show and tell. Words are very powerful, but they mean nothing without action. So think about what the hell you want to attract. You want to attract a real person, be a real motherfucker. What? How you do that? Speak and live in your truth with no fear.
Hey, real quick, I wanted to say this right quick, and I want to let you jump right back in here. I wanted to say I appreciated our co-host or our special co-host today. She was K-Day. She came onto the show. She's actually still on the show, but she's let me know through other inboxes that she has to go. We appreciate you, Candy, Miss K-Day.
Yes.
But we're about to keep this thing going. Go ahead, Ishaq.
Retrain your brain. They have free.
Thank y'all so much. I'm finna roll off of here. I was trying to do both of them, but I'm gonna jump off. But it has been a pleasure. I love you guys. I want to do this again. I have enjoyed y'all big time.
Thank you for coming.
We're here every Sunday. Anytime that you want to come in, I'll send you the links. You can just join us anytime you want to have a conversation with us.
So thank you so much for the invite, y'all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, it's come on, bring it back to that funky shit. We already in it.
Okay, you can go to YouTube video. I do this with people every day. And that is what? Meditation goes further than meditation. Activating your chakras. How do you do that? You have to educate yourself on it. Your chakra is known as your kundalini, known as your life force, known as your prana. These things mean something. Your prana is connected to your spirit, the I am. So the other thing to do, we talk a lot about present tense in this thing. Remember, language is directional. Just like we have directions, north, south, east, west, so are our words. So are the words we say to ourselves. So what are we trying to attract? How do you do that? They have free YouTube videos with hertz frequencies, 428 hertz, 528 hertz. Hertz frequency is known as a spiritual frequency. I don't know, I'm trying to appeal to all spiritual practices and religious practices. So that means whatever you call a higher power. But frequencies are what in music? Why do you think sound affects us the way we do? We have sound, it's a cadence in my voice. If I talk like this, people associate it with something else that triggers something in them, an experience. We have to rewrite the narrative. You do that by writing affirmations, listening, flooding your brain with this information, going to sleep with this shit playing, because your brain, your subconscious brain records 85,000 thoughts per second. Let that sink in, please. 85,000 thoughts per second. That means even when you are not thinking about something, even when you're sleeping, you're recording. When you're talking to people, you're recording. Everything that's in your background, everything that person is saying, everything you are saying to yourself. No wonder some people go around like, I feel chaotic, because it's chaos inside with no order. You bring the order back to yourself by getting back to who you are. Talking to present tense, I am. No, I will try. What's an I will try? I'm going to. What's an I'm going to? You want your spirit to react. Your spirit's what's going to make your body move. What you tell and what you retrain your brain with, guess what? The same way your subconscious mind retrains itself and records 85,000 thoughts per second, you can retrain that motherfucking habit repeating all the positive shit, the shit you want to affirm in your life. So think about, what do you want to affirm? What do you want to be? Stop thinking small. And when you start to show up for yourself, then people, the right people for you, will start to gravitate towards you. The law of attraction, they say. They're also known as 7 Hermetic principles. The first principle, anything we want to create, is started in our mind. So if you think you're not worthy, guess what? Like Russ mentioned earlier about pimps and hustlers. You know what a pimp and hustler's dream is, ladies and men, because they have female hustlers. I don't know if you saw Pimps Up, Hoes Down.
Yes,
There was one in there. Did you see that? Remember that back in the day?
Yes, I did. I saw both. They actually had 2 episodes. I saw it.
All right. And so how do you get a narcissistic motherfucker in your life? That's by not knowing your self-worth. Because they play on that. That's like food to them. Because they can control you. What? Again, we go controlling the mind. How does slavery get intact? How do they control a strong spiritual body of light beings known as us? The melanated ones, children of the sun. How do they do that? By force, we could have fucked them up easily. Real shit. So how do they do that? How do they control and take our spiritual practices from us? I'm teaching, I'm serious on what you guys think about it. Their fucking mind.
I love it when Ishtar. You know what? I personally, for me with this show, I just love it when Ishtar gets like a little fuel under her ass.
I got fuel, so I'm water and fire, baby. They know they had to put some water with me. I'm Pisces, Aries all day.
So I'm gonna give y'all a little bit about the show. You can always tell when Ishtar is really into the conversation because she will curse. She'll be dead up and talking like real good, but when she really feels something, she's like, and that's some shit. Now, if that's the shit that you want to through, then you deal with that shit. I'll be like, oh yeah, Ishtar feels that thing. Maseko, talk to me, baby. And then I'm gonna get to some of these comments, and then we're gonna go ahead and end this show out.
They were just last because we've already done the comments. On my screen anyway. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that.
Now I see a couple more. I see one from Kimberly Michelle Johnson.
The other one is our queen.
Okay.
Yeah. Whew. That was a whole lot. Y'all have to understand. Okay, so let me just go back to, because I understand completely as far as, we're talking about the laws of attraction and the 7 laws. So when I actually made that post, and this just kind of tells you about how people fall. When I made that post, one of the things that I do in my personal life is I help victims of domestic abuse escape. That's what I do. So that particular day, from 5:45 until 12:30 that day, we were in a whole situation that really should have taken about 30 minutes. So when I made the post and I got to talking about all those different kinds of people and you attracting all the, and all, as far as having to deal with those kind of people, I think one of the things, and I'm just going to say one of the reasons that I enjoy our show and the other show that I do, because I do them for the same, somewhat of the same purpose. And that is because I want people to see and understand. And I've been having a conversation. One of our listeners is one of the people who I've helped to escape their situation. And she was just listening to Ishtar and was just like, what? So when Note said it, and then Rush said it, that's one thing. She said, I guess it kind of got her wheels turning or whatever. But then Ishtar said it, and it was just one of those. She said she had never thought about that. This is like the second or third, well, I think this is the third time that I personally have helped her. She said she never thought about it like that. Now, the scary part for me is, okay, so then do you then decide that you're going to put up with this person because y'all are so much alike because, you've been attracting this kind of person? But, so I do this because I sometimes, quite often actually, we actually make a difference. But if we get somebody's brain turning on any of the things that you all just talked about, that's it. That's it. So, so there was some laughter from Shalon Newborn and Eddie Taylor. And then Imani, which I guess is your cousin, she was letting you know that she was tuned back in. And Kimberly Michelle Johnson said to let everyone know, good evening. That's why we do the show. So from the very first conversation where Rush and I had an information exchange on one of his posts, we've been going at it from the very, very beginning.
Love you too. Love you too.
I know. But just because even when we get to going at it, we get to cussing, we get to, going off in our own tangents and whatever else, and we're laughing and we're joking. Like earlier, I was laughing so hard. That was so horrible. We're helping people. And that's what it's about. At the end of the day, you never know whose lives you're touching. So you had walked away, but I was telling them that someone who's listening.
No, I was here the whole time. Okay. I listen to everything. Like just because I go get me another beer don't mean I ain't listening to the conversation, G.
No, we need you to just leave for a minute.
No. That's why listen, if you pay attention, if you look at the screen, when I pop it to the solo view, I'm going to get me a drink. You always see me come back lifting it up. So we all go ahead, talk your shit.
Oh, okay. I was just saying thank you to our wonderful panel.
Well, this is what I want to do real quick. I want to have Quinny say goodbye to our people and give her final notes. I want to have Ishtar say her goodbye, her final notes, and then I want to end it with my man Big Note, the Big Notey Dog, and then we're ready to get up out of here. I appreciate everybody that's tuned into the show. This is Real Talk. What's love got to do with it? If you ain't know by now, we're trying to talk about things that affect us and things that should affect you. So if you ain't rocking with us, it is what it is. But if you are, y'all better start dialing that number at the top, 312-626-6799, and start talking to us. You already know what it is. Come on, talk to me. Let's go.
All right. Again, as y'all can see, I'm representing K-State. My alma mater. This whole conversation tonight was a good thing. Starting off with the financial literacy and the building of our own communities within ourselves. We have to do it ourselves. Moving on to pet peeves and whatnot and what such. I'm just gonna say, and I'm gonna say it because my homie Al Montgomery said it. He said situations bring out the real person and who was hired for the job that you want them to do, even in that relationship. And then it also stated that this is how it is out here. Everybody's playing games, and then when you meet ones who aren't, it's hard to separate the two. You got to look past that mask that people wear and stop scratching the surface of the book and looking and read some of the chapters. I'm just going to leave you with figure it out and pay attention to the initial signs that you see, because they tell you who they are up front.
Okay. Well, I got two things to say to the listeners, and that is, especially for the women, I would suggest getting Queen Afua's journal for the sacred woman. The other thing I would suggest for the women and the men to do is put this right hand on the upper part of your stomach. Put your left hand on your heart. Close your eyes. Whenever you feel stressed out, whenever you feel like you're not worthy, go inside yourself and just say yes to yourself. Say yes about 30 times. And then I want you guys to come back next week and tell us how you feel. Start saying yes to yourself and start knowing that you're worthy. We're going to start pouring more love back into ourselves and our family and our communities. One love.
My ending. Hold on, big note. Did Big Note go somewhere? Big Note, where you at, man?
Yeah, I am.
You're right there.
Because I got something a little bit different to say than everybody else saying tonight. But so I'm gonna let my man Big Note go ahead and round it out, and then I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and then we're gonna close the show.
What I would say to each and every person, man, is self-preservation should come first and foremost before any other relationship you try to maintain or proceed into. What we need to do is, once you find self and you understand you and what it is that you are, your purpose, once you understand your purpose, your walk will be totally different. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to do anything. As Ishtar said earlier, then you attract those people. Those people come to you. And now what you have is abundance of people. And just because y'all don't make it on a romantic level does not mean that that's not a person that that could be beneficial in your life. Find out what it is about you that makes you have pet peeves, that makes you have things that you don't like or you disapprove of. Find out within yourself, when you feel that way, ask yourself, what am I feeling? Why do I feel this way?
Yeah.
And that will exude, that will shine out of you, and other people will see it, and the shit becomes contagious. That's not just going to help us in relationships and romantic, it's going to help us in personal relationships, period, across the board. And then we can work on our financial literacy. We can work on getting our people better. We can work on coming out of this rut that we have been in for over 400 years. Infinite love. Y'all have a good one.
Say this. Note, I think, brought it back to where I wanted to go with. We had two conversations tonight. We had one talking about just ways that we can make money, and I'll leave that conversation up to you to decide if that works for you or not. The second half of the conversation sort of came down to who you are and what you're willing to deal with or receive. And what I would say to everybody that's listening to the show tonight is don't look at nobody else as to why your life isn't what you want it to be. Look at yourself and ask yourself, what am I bringing into my life that I don't like? Because there can be, you know, you can listen to many different opinions on the show, and they all may be right for different people. But you have to make the decision for yourself for what is the right moves for you. So, only thing that I can say at the end of this show is be a little bit more open to life experiences. Be a little bit more open to your financial state in life. And just be a little bit more open to what you really want in life and quit accepting what you're used to. Because everything that you want out of life, you can actually have. But if you're settling for anything, anything is what you get. Hey, yo, this is your man, Rush Danger. I appreciate all of my I swear to God, Maseko, you're going to have a conversation tonight. Yeah, me and Maseko are going to have a conversation tonight. Oh, we're going to have, it's going to be sexual. Only sexual. It's going to be, you might want to take your clothes off, but because, you know, I got to holler at your ass because I got to feel like I got to be more dominant than your ass in the conversation. But
this is What's Love After Dark, people.
No.
What's Love After Dark, man?
Just took another turn. Just turned it again.
Yo, no, we ain't got nothing freaky going on. I just got to cuss that up a little bit.
We just messing with y'all.
There's no cussing me out.
That's not to a bed.
Nigga, please. That's always a cussing. Like, fuck that. Hey, listen, I appreciate everybody tuned in tonight. Get on your financial stability, whatever that means for you. You know, like, if it means taking your ass to work, because some of y'all niggas ain't working. That's just facts. This is facts. And I'm telling you, somebody feeling some type of way about what I'm saying right now. Some of y'all niggas ain't working and sitting up talking about what life is doing to you. No, get up off your ass and find some type of means to make some type of money. Because regardless of whatever we do socially, with whatever president we go through, you still got to take care of your own house. You still got to eat a meal at the end of the day. It's not up to the president. It's not up to old Biden. I mean, it's not up to Biden. It's not up to fucking Trump. It ain't up to none of them for you to eat. So, you know, figure out what works best for you. I'm gonna end the show with that. I can't stand none of you motherfuckers. I love you motherfuckers. I hope all of y'all. I can't say that. Goodbye.
Peace.
Eat a mother. Eat a mother.
You need a hug.
A grouchy Smurf hug. Sure does.
Rejuvenation.
I do need a hug, but tell me what I say was not true. Some of you motherfuckers eat it.